Hey guys, I hope everyone's day is going well. I'm super excited for this review today. This is the Mowl Nocturnal. It's a really interesting yo that's got an awesome shape, so without any further ado, let's jump right in. Alright, so as usual, I gotta give credit where credit is due. I want to thank Mowl and specifically GorillaPod for making this entire video possible. They sent me this yo along with 3 other yos, which I'll be reviewing a little bit later. All of their contact info and Instagram will be in the description down below, so be sure to check them out after this video is over. Now, in order to get kind of a baseline idea as to what this yo is all about, let's first take a look at the specs, and after that we can take a look more at the design and the actual engineering behind the yo-yo. Alright, so after taking a look at those specs, you can see that this is a little bit more of an oversized yo-yo. The width is definitely really large, and I'd say the diameter is pretty appropriate for most yo-yos in this day and age, but maybe a little bit on the large side. The design of this yo-yo is very interesting. So first looking at the shape, this is a very basic and classic H shape. You can see it's just got those kind of standard rims on the end, and then a fairly linear line down to the center where we have some very low walls. It's interesting because the shape itself from this angle looks very standard, but when we move on over to the cup, we can see that there's a lot more going on. So the rim itself is definitely pretty thick. We've got that kind of little like ring around there. You can see it says Mowl Nocturnal, which looks awesome, but that's going to add a lot more stability and weight to the actual rim of this yo. I've seen Mowl do this sort of thing before, and it's a really interesting design choice, but I'm a big fan of it. From there, we kind of slope down to an actual button in the middle. We've got this really awesome kind of laser engraving, which is like a sun. Mowl is always known for their great artwork. We got this really cool like sun graphic right there. And as I mentioned before, the center of this yo is a bit of a button, so it's kind of raised up, but it's flat. What that is going to do is add a little bit more center weight to the yo to hopefully balance out the rim weight that they've got on the ends there. Overall, I'm a big fan of this shape. It's kind of deceiving because the actual shape is pretty standard with that basic H shape, but the cup, things get pretty interesting, which is going to definitely lend to some very cool play. So what you guys have all been waiting for, how does the Mowl Nocturnal actually play on the string? Alright, so my first impressions of this yo were that this yo is definitely very stable, but also a little bit on the kind of heavy side, a little bit more solid feeling. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. Some people like their yos to be a little bit more on the heavy side, so if you're interested in that, this is definitely a great yo. This yo exudes stability. I think that they concentrated a ton of weight there on the rims, which makes this yo extremely stable. So when you throw this yo-yo down, you're gonna notice it's got an absurd amount of power to it, which is a really unique feeling. I found that this is definitely not a light or floaty yo-yo. It takes a little bit more effort to get it accelerating, and it definitely takes more effort to keep it going at that fast speed. So that's just something to note. Again, some people prefer a more kind of like technical and slow play with their tricks, so that's totally fine. Just note that this is not going to be a super fast and nimble yo-yo on the string. In general, I was very impressed though with the performance of this yo. I found that I could easily power through all of my combos and still have a ton of spin left, which was very impressive. I also found that binds and regens with the yo were excellent. I've always been a fan of how Mowl designs their response systems for the yos and the basic pads that they use, and I found it very easy to hit some cool binds and also some consistent regens with minimal vibe. I feel like this yo is definitely a great one for a tech kind of player. It's got a really long spin, and it can definitely power through some of the more intricate and complex combos. Now, I know that I said that this yo is oversized, but through my tech tricks and more complex kind of dense mounts, I really didn't have any issue with the larger size of this yo with it landing on double strings or anything like that. So I think it's really geared towards more technical players who maybe want a yo that's going to power through a lot of strings that are wrapped around the gap. For whips and slacks, they were very easy with this yo. Since it's got such a wide design, it was super simple to land them, and also hops and all of those types of tricks were very easy as well, just because the gap is so large and you can easily land in there. I also found grinds with this yo to be very good. As you can see here, when I was grinding with this yo, it is super easy just because the wide shape makes very little friction between your finger and the actual yo-yo, and additionally, since this yo just has so much power and stability, it was able to spin on my finger for a nice long time. Now, I wouldn't really recommend doing finger spin this yo just because of the fact that it's got that kind of scratchy artwork and engraving right there on the cup. However, all the other grinds were very good, and I was super impressed. Alright, so in conclusion, the Mowl Nocturnal is definitely an exceptional yo-yo. If you're looking for something that's floaty and light, this is not the one for you. But if you're looking for a very long spinning yo-yo that's maybe a little bit more on the heavy side, this is definitely an excellent choice. It powers through all of your combos and comes back with a ton of stability. I think you'll really enjoy it. Once again, a huge thanks to Mowl and GorillaPod for making this entire video possible. Be sure to check out all their links and Instagram in the description down below after this video. Alright, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching my review of the Mowl Nocturnal. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to leave a like. And also, if you guys are new here and haven't seen my videos before, hit that subscribe button so you can see whenever I post a new video. I hope you guys all have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Peace.